I hear the cry within my soul. A demon lives within me. As I sense its presence, it hides at times. It cries wolf when it's closer. I hear it grieving, trapped where it doesn't belong, sobbing to be heard. Could there be a blackbird living within my bones?
And what a way to open up the segment. Of course, it is a morning rush. And of course, you've just heard the words of our poet, spoken word artist, guest of the day. Her name is Cynthia Blackbird Mapando. Good morning, Cynthia. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm doing amazing.
Love it. Are you not cooking like the rest of
I
us?
am. I wanted to say the same thing. Like, I'm hot. Feeling very hot. But, well, it is what it is. Yeah, it's the season.
Cynthia, poet.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Were you always a fan of words? Were you always a fan of expressing yourself through poetry?
Yes, definitely. But then you know how it is with talents and something that is attached to you. There's like a piece of you that just pushes you to like write something, expressing it. I could have done it through dancing, but I figured I'm not a dancer, you know, at the end of the day. But what I can do is writing. So I discovered this when I was back in high school. I feel like it's where everybody
finds themselves.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like I can write, I can dance, I can sing, you know. And so I discovered myself, and I'm like, I can write, but I didn't even know I was writing poetry. In fact, I didn't know what poetry was.
Right.
Yeah, until I got into a depressed position, you know. Every poet, if you are to become a great poet, most of them discover themselves in their worst moments. And so that's when life happened to an extent of writing this book.
Now, the book that she is referring to is I Need Saving. Now, this is an anthology, right, Cynthia? I Need Saving. That's a very telling title in itself. I mean, like you have said, you were in a dark space. How much of the emotion you had then was put in here?
Let me tell you something that is funny that I figured and that happened when I was launching this book. One person read my book, my whole book, at the day of the launch. And then what they had to say was, you know what? When somebody reads your poems and they finish probably the whole book, they are going to be more depressed. I'm like, wow. For me, it came as something like a victory, you know, because at some point, that's what I wanted to like let out to the world. So if somebody is coming in and saying that when someone is reading your work, they're going to be more depressed, it means I went deep at some point with the poems that are in there, because I wanted to like tell the world, like, guys, you know what? I'm facing this thing, but you can't see me. You're not seeing me. You're not watching. That's where I Need Saving is coming from. Like you are in a very dark space, probably surrounded by family members, surrounded by friends, but they can't see you. You know, grieving at some point. So that's how I came up with I Need Saving.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, as we look at this anthology, I mean, you've shared the space you were in literally with everyone and anyone who gets their hands on it. There's a certain vulnerability that comes with sharing yourself that day to day an ordinary person may be limited in being able to experience or share that vulnerability. But as an artist, as a poet, you come to a space where you're like, look, I need you to be able to understand that you're not alone in this space. And so when that feedback came, what else has been shared with you by those who've read it? I
would say when I launched my book, I'm still selling it right now, but the response that I'm getting from someone reading the words, because it's not only about monetizing, you know, the book. It's also about probably the response that you're getting from people, and everyone who's like reading the words, they're like, you know what, this poem, when you wrote probably the poem that I just read, I hear the cry within my soul. Someone will tell you, I was in a position just like that, and you had to express the words, you know, the way that I was feeling it. And so the response has been quite becoming, quite well.
Where do we get this book if we want to get our hands on it?
This book is not yet in bookstores since I just launched it recently, but then you can get in touch with me. My WhatsApp number is much more effective, though it's business WhatsApp, 0785 591 276, or my Facebook page at Cynthia Mapando, or literally, that's the account, Cynthia Mapando, but the page is at Blackbird Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want you to close us off with this last one.
Okay. Let's stand on a balcony. The world seems small, it seems low, it seems far, it seems costly. But let's stand on a balcony, cuddling and sunbasking, standing on a balcony, a romantic view, a better angle, a spotlight and ecstasy, sharing moments, sharing memories, and live for the moment, live for love.
Live for love. I think that's the best way for us to end it today. Just a
Yes.
quick reminder that if you are going through something, you are not alone. Please do find somebody to talk to. Find a space that you can feel safe in, to express yourself as best as you can, and understand that it is a process. It will not claw you out of that darkness immediately, but be patient with yourself and be patient with those around you. You will see the light eventually. Please do not give up hope.